Now, over the last 4 or 5 years in Australia, it's been a pretty tough time. We've had some terrible floods, fires, the pandemic. It really has been a tough time for all of us, but in particular, children out in regional areas. And Royal Far West are doing some incredible work to be able to support them. And of course, right across our rural areas, the children out there need help with health, education, also disability services for country children and their families. And we're really excited to have the CEO joining us this morning. Jackie, welcome to TVSN.
Oh, thank you, Pete. So fantastic to be here.
Well, it's an incredible charity. You're based here in Manly in Sydney. How did it all start back in the early days of Royal Far West?
Well, it's an amazing story. We have been in Manly since 1924 when our founder, who was a Methodist minister in Cobar, came down to the sea to recuperate from an operation, and he and his wife felt, wouldn't this be a wonderful place to bring kids from the bush? Yeah. And so from the following year, they started to bring lots of kids down. And obviously, this was the first time these kids had seen the sea and really got that restorative qualities that we all know that Manly delivers for kids. But from there, it really developed into a health service. So when kids were visiting, we were able to support them with their health needs. Yeah,
so incredible work. And as I just mentioned, the last 4 or 5 years has been a really, really hard time for all of us, in particular children in regional areas. Give us an update of the programs that you're currently running to help out the kids.
Yeah, well, our focus now is on children's development, and we really want to provide them with the supports they need so that they can really thrive. So we have 3 services. One is an assessment service. So kids that have really complex developmental needs that are stopping them from thriving, from learning, from making friends. We really need to unpick what's going on for them. And so families come and visit us in Manly for a week to determine what's actually happening for them, answer the questions of their families so that we can really support them for better outcomes. And then our second service is actually more of a prevention service where we deliver allied health services like speech pathology or occupational therapy into over 260 schools across 4 states. Again, so that we can unlock their learning potential and put them on that right path. And then finally, in the last few years, we have been running a mental health service for children, primary school age children and preschoolers in all of those schools that were impacted by the terrible bushfires of 2020. And since then, many of those communities have gone through further bushfires and floods. So we continue to do that work because the kids are still recovering, but we are seeing fantastic success with that program, and kids are coming out on top. It's
a fabulous facility. If you're ever around in the northern beaches in Manly, do drop in. I know that you've had some special stories lately. Anything that stands out of reaction of kids that have come through the wonderful work of Royal Far West?
Well, great question. Just every week we hear stories. It's really fantastic to see. But just last week we had a little boy that was visiting us in Manly, and you know, this little boy has struggled to make friends, is really struggling at school, and even in his own family. But he walked into Royal Far West and he told us at the end of the week it was the first time that he felt that he had been understood. And even that makes such a difference to these kids. They realise they're not alone, that other kids are struggling with the same sorts of things. Yeah. So if we can give them that hope for their future, that makes a big difference.
Well, it's beautiful. It's a wonderful service. And of course, here at TVSN, we're supporting Royal Far West. We'd love you guys at home to help out. And of course, the community listen, and I know love to help. How can we help out?
Look, anything would be a great help, particularly donations. More kids than ever are really requiring the supports of Royal Far West. You really can't access the services that you need in rural areas at the moment, and so any of the listeners that would like to donate to Royal Far West, that is the best way that you can help us. We want to do more, we can do more, but we do need those fundraising dollars to provide more services to more kids.
Yeah, jump on board. We've done so here at TVSN. We would greatly appreciate it. I know we've got a lot of regional viewers and country viewers, but the folks who live in the cities as well, jump onto the website. It's on the bottom of your screen, royalfarwest.org.au. Again, jump on board. We'd appreciate your help. Jackie, we thank you, honestly, for your incredible work, your volunteers that do work, and, of course, all the kids that come and see you. I know, thank you as well. We appreciate your time coming to us at TVSN.
Thanks very much.
A pleasure. Brilliant work. It's lovely to see you jumping on board and helping in such a tough time. Always great to have our wonderful charities here at TVSN. It's royalfarwest.org.au. You can help out. Of course, anything helps. $5, $10, $20. Please just dig deep because they do an amazing work.